So 80 minutes. And I thank you if somehow that's, if that was something you endured. But having just endured it, I realized there were a couple things I left out that I shouldn't have. And since it's now January 8th, we're on to the next installment here. But as I walk around looking for my list that had my other things on it, there was one thing that for sure I can remember I overlooked. And that is I'm getting some perspective. I'm having a friend listen to these first 10, 12, whatever episodes I have collected by the time I see her, to give me some early feedback so that I don't oversaturate the initial run here with a mistake that I could have corrected had somebody else had a chance to actually intervene. So there's that coming, and I'm looking forward to that. I also told my mom tonight that I was going to give her some of these early episodes, which is a little nerve-wracking in that, I don't really have misgivings about the sort of truths my mom will learn, because I don't think there's anything here that's really going to surprise her. But I do want her to never suffer any kind of stress because of me. She doesn't need that, and I frankly shouldn't be causing her stress, but she's susceptible to stressful reactions to situations that she's unfamiliar with. So I have to be guarded against putting her in a position where I'm going to create stress for her unnecessarily, regardless of whether or not she has the right to react that way. She will. So between those two, I think I get two very unique feedback loops on what I'm doing here. And if I can pass the test that is my mom and my ex-coworker, and God forbid Lily shows up and provides the Twilight Zone targeted version of her own criticism, I am not going to go too far without feedback, because I do believe that could be a huge mistake. So figure in the next couple of runs here, I could do something momentously different based on having gotten some perspective from somebody who had more ability to analyze thumbs up, thumbs down directions than I certainly do of myself. So, hey, that'll be good. I've mentioned several times that I feel compelled to do two things. And one of them is obviously share this story. Share this year's transition into the new me. And all of this is very generous massaging of terminology that favors me as on some sort of hero's journey. I already know all that, and I do not mean to use language that puts me into a beneficial light as if I am in some sort of esteemable position. I'm not. I'm just the meat guy trying to live a life that's truthful, meaningful, and fulfilling. And I'm trying to do nothing other than that. I do not believe that my model will work for anyone but me, but I do believe my model has some insightful. Oh God, I don't want to talk about myself as having learned anything of sort of mystical quality, but there's something to be said for being at peace with yourself, happy enough with your day that you go to bed smiling. And I just had lost all of that. And so the fact that I've got it back means I want to share why. That's kind of the whole story. That's the sharing of the story. And then, to be honest, I believe that once I get my transition sorted through personally, that I need to take that show on the road and go find the forgiveness, kindness, and understanding that is out there needing, and help start filling that need. And what I mean by that is not to go proselytize my version of salvation, but to just go work in other cities and be happy there and discover things about those cities and find whoever might be all tied in knots and help them untie. That's it. Then move on to the next city and maybe do that across the world. So those are the two things. There are a couple other ones on here, so let me just make sure I'm not overlooking anything that matters. I do think hate is a strong word, but there are people I believe I have given reason to hate me. So I used hate for the first time, I think, in that last recording, but I used it intentionally. The metronome reference, I do feel like that the uniformity with the universe wasn't that you're coming into the compliance of the metronome rhythm as an individual. It's that your makeup is the chaotic metronome rhythm that then synchronizes across all of you. So it would, if there are 40 metronomes on the table, you're all 40 of them. So that's what I meant about synchronizing with the universe, that your shimmer starts to vibrate at the correct resonating frequency of whatever brings the most value to your current reality. And I have never mentioned the shimmer, but I do have these dreams that involve realigning the shimmer. It's like, what's that one movie with Kiefer Sutherland where they talk about the tuning? It's nothing like that. But the shimmer is, and whenever I'm having the dream, what it is like, and this is, again, you're just filtering out the net that is the congestion of your sci-fi movie watching days. But you know that scene in, Guardians of the Galaxy, where in the end there's that huge net that they create out of like a bunch of starfish or something, I don't even know. But imagine that fabric of web, or that whatever that is, that shield, and yet it's the composition of your soul, and not your soul. I know, I hate to use words that are so charged, especially when I don't necessarily mean anything regarding their charged meaning, but as poorly put as I can possibly describe this. If you ever watch the movie Guardians of the Galaxy, if you ever watch the final scene, if you ever see these star-shaped ships coming up and trying to protect the city from, I think, some purple ship that's coming down and gonna win a dance contest against that dude from Parks and Rec. The shield that gets created, the special effect, looks like the shimmer that is the vibrational sort of flag that waves across energies that are both under our control and within our sphere of influence, controlling us. And when that shimmer is energetically consistent and synchronized across uniformity, it doesn't look like that special effect, but there's a I don't know. It's like that glint you see on a fish in the water, that you don't know what you just saw, but you know it's already gone, but it was meaningful. I don't know how to describe it, but that one hasn't come up yet, and I meant to have it on the list next to the camel lionesses, so that's enough of that talk. Yeah, I think that covers most of it. So I think in the next one I have to say some things to my mom, because if she's going to listen to all this, then I got to say some stuff to her. But I've also got some other things on another list that I have to get back to. But it's now 12. Oh, look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another way the universe seems to have, I don't know, revealed some of itself is in numerology. And I'm not sure I buy into all that, but you can't help but see the patterns. But now that it's 1, 2, 3, 4 still, I suppose it's late. This should stop.